We're sitting here in transition 1, waiting for the pros to come in and get on their bikes. They are just right there. We're super close. Hopefully we're going to be able to see some craziness happen. Hopefully no errors or fouls will be committed, and they'll be out on the bike for their 112-mile trek all the way to Hawi and back. Hope to get some footage of that. But the start, as always, was frantic, a little crazy. It looks like a little shark feed out there, but hopefully they'll all make it back and ready to go on the bike. It is a long run from the transition tent to the bikes for these pro athletes, but to their benefit, they don't have to carry their bikes very far before they are on them. Looks like the second person coming down is Andy Potts, which is a U.S. Collegiate swimmer, just narrowly missing the Olympics many years ago. He was also the Ironman 70.3 world champion. He's going to be a force to reckon with on the bike. Okay, it looks like here's another second smaller pack. Some higher numbers, which would indicate lower finishes in prior years or potentially not having raced last year. They're going to have to do some work either to try to bridge up to the first two, or they're going to probably wait to kind of be caught by this large group behind them. It'll allow them some time to settle in, get their nutrition or their early nutrition in, and then group up with this, looks like a very large pack right behind them of about, looks like, oh boy, 20 or so people, maybe more. Okay, we got Terenzo Bozzoni coming in. It looks like Ferris Al-Satan, Craig Alexander, Chris Lieto, maybe. This is going to be your favorite group. This is going to be your race favorites in this group. They're all tucked together. They will push the pace. It looks like you have your first woman coming in as well. Jan Raphael, a K-Swiss rider, just taking off as well. This will be a group that many of the athletes are going to want to be in, that'll maintain a steady pace out on the bike. These guys coming in way behind in the next 5 minutes are going to find it difficult to catch up to that. Even though it isn't draft legal, they do have to maintain a 10-meter distance behind each rider. At 25 miles an hour, there is a considerable draft, so to not be in that group is definitely a disadvantage. Here we got Chris Mccormick coming in a bit off the pace. He will be obviously a huge race favorite, having won this race a couple years ago, last year suffering a mechanical. We have Cameron Brown as well coming in. These two are going to have to do some work and hopefully group up with this group that they've come into to bridge up to that lead group, because that's a powerhouse group that's up front. All right, right here we have Michael Lovato, another U.S. rider other than Chris Lieto in the race. Always a crowd pleaser, fun to watch race right out of Boulder, Colorado. Now multiple women coming in. Right now, it looks like they're struggling a little bit, looking for their bikes, confused. We've got a media person kind of in the way. She looks like she might have gone down the wrong aisle. No, she's located her bike. Though that was only about 10-second error, it's going to cost her. Coming down the line here, it looks like we have another K-Swiss rider. It looks like potentially Matt Lieto out of Bend, Oregon, in the all red there. His brother Chris Lieto, already out on the bike, taking his Trek TTX. Looks like we got Chrissie Wellington, the hands-down women race favorite. Smile on her face, not that far down. This is going to be the woman that all of them are racing against. She knows she's the hands-down favorite. However, last year she suffered a flat. Norman Stadler also coming in, transitioning a little bit off the pace of the top athletes. But Chrissie Wellington is going to be right up there right now. Her swim was her weak leg in the race, and she's definitely at the front end of that. The women are not going to be happy about that. A bit of an advantage. We have McKeely Jones coming in, prior Ironman world champion. Not that far off the pace of Chrissie Wellington, also a strong cyclist. Former ITU racer, so she's got the speed. The question today, is she going to have the endurance on the run? Again, the women's field is rolling in. It looks like that's Bree Wee from Hawaii, prior amateur world champion here, now racing the pro ranks. Oh, we got more women coming in here. Got Belinda Granger, Joe Lawn right there, the number 113. This will be a strong group to get out on the bike together. Again, if they stay together and stay strong, they'll be able to bridge up to some of the other women in front of them. Again, it looks like a lot of the women coming in, but it doesn't seem like they came in as a pack, or they just transitioned at a variety of different paces, which would be a little surprising. Oh, there is Brenda Carr, also a Ironman 70.3 world champion, a phenomenal runner. Has had a great season so far, racing for the Zoot team. Looks like she's a little confused, didn't really obviously go through transition prior to race. Again, losing a few seconds there. And we've got a lot of women coming in right behind her. Oh, we got an athlete over here. It looks like she's calibrating her power meter. Again, obviously valuing that more than about the 15 seconds she just lost. We have Heather Golnick here coming down in the K-Swiss kit. Multiple Ironman winner, but never a winner here at the World Championships in Kona, Hawaii. We should start seeing a larger group of not necessarily the elite swimmers or the strong swimmers coming in at an hour or two right now about race time. Heather Golnick, obviously right up there, has been racing these for many, many years, winning Ironman Coeur d'Alene multiple times, Ironman Wisconsin multiple times. Okay, here we have Sergio Marquis coming down from the Timex Multisport team from Portugal. This guy normally has one of the fastest run splits of the day. The swim is definitely the area he struggles more in, but when he's out on that run, watch out because he gains momentum, passing just about everybody. Looks like we got Yvan Van Lurkin here in the all-white. She's a world-class duathlete as well, so watch out for her on the bike run combo because last year she did quite well, placing second overall. And I hear when that suit gets wet, the spectators might be in for a little treat. Looks like we have Lindsay Corbin coming in there, number 105, out of Missoula. We have Tina Bowman leaving on the Trek TTX, the orange one there in the 2xU outfit. Looks like we have Natasha Badman here, obviously always a crowd favorite, winning this race multiple times, suffering a horrible injury not that long ago at this race, putting her back quite a bit, not able to finish, but always has a smile on her face and fun to watch compete. Here we have Timex Multisports team Tim Ola, age group favorite, grabbing his Trek TTX, had a great swim, one of the top amateurs out of the water, getting his nutrition all set up. Very calm. This is Tim's 11th consecutive race here. Heading out on the course, number 40, we'll be watching for him all day, going sub-9 in 2006. There's Hailey. We have Hailey Cooper from Spokane, Washington, grabbing her bike, getting ready. She decided not to go with the Aero helmet this year, decided to go with a little more ventilation. Watch for her on the bike. She'll make up some serious ground, a real solid workhorse out there.